I want to move on, viewers, because in the lead up to the Ayodhya consecration ceremony on January 22nd, Modi, the Prime Minister, Modi has been visiting temples associated with Lord Ram during his official state visits there. You can see him, viewers. The Prime Minister is scheduled to visit significant temples in Tamil Nadu tomorrow and day after, ahead of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony for the Ram temple, which is going to take place on Monday. Now, what we are being told is, of course, today the Prime Minister is already in Karnataka and he was offering prayers. A few days ago on January 16th, he was in Andhra, in Lepakshi temple. Then he was at the Rameswaram temple in Kerala on January 17th, and he's back, as I told you, in Tamil Nadu, viewers, where he will start a program at the Sri Ranganatha Swami temple in Tiruchirappalli on Saturday, where scholars will recite verses from the Kamba Ramayanan. Following this, he will visit the Rameswaram island to perform darshan and puja in the Ramanatha Swami temple there. On January 21st, Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to conduct darshan and puja at the Kothandaram Swami temple in Dhanushkodi. In proximity to Dhanushkodi, will also visit the location where Ram Setu was said to have been constructed. Now, what does all this mean? Let's decode why the Prime Minister is spending so much time in the South. Is it really a quest that he has had to bring upon himself because of his Anushtan, or is there a larger political motive to all of this? How do we see this? And I'm joined by spiritual guru Mr. Dushyanth Sridar this evening. Let's speak with him. Mr. Sridar, you need no introduction. You have been someone who has been talking about spiritual aspects for a while now. You write columns for various newspapers, and you have a point of view which is very, very well regarded. So how do you see the three temples in Tamil Nadu tie in with the Ramayana? Because what we are being told is that the Prime Minister is visiting those temples specifically that tie in with the Ramayana. So how do these three in Tamil Nadu tie in with the Ramayana?
Okay. Namaskaram, Rahul. Pleasure talking to you and to all the Astikas and the viewers through your channel. These three temples hold immense significance. That said, every temple in Bharatadesham has significance, Rahul. That said, when we trace the steps of Prabhu Sri Ramachandra, right from Uttar Pradesh, which is Ayodhya, and then he was asked to go on an exile for 14 years. Then he went across Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, some parts of Chhattisgarh. Some Astikas believe even Andhra and Telangana. Of course, he touched Karnataka because of Kishkindha, and then reached Tamil Nadu, the state of Tamil Nadu, and then built the Setu between Bharatadesham and Sri Lanka.
Okay.
These three temples. First is Srirangam. So Srirangam is a beautiful temple town situated in an island formed in the fresh waters of Kaveri. So we have immense references even in the Itihasa Sreshtham Srimad Ramayanam of Valmiki, that the Kula Dhanam, the Kula Deivam in India, in Bharatadesham, we have this Kalachar, this culture, the Sampradayam of having a family deity. So the family deity to the kings of the Ikshvaku race of Ayodhya was referred to as Narayana or Jagannatha. And this Narayana or Jagannatha, who was worshipped in Ayodhya as the Kula Deivam of the Ikshvakus, was handed over by Prabhu Sri Ramachandra to his very favorite devotee, good friend Vibhishana. Vibhishana wanted to take this Divya Murti of Narayana or Jagannatha to Lanka. On his sojourn, he stopped by the banks of Kaveri, where another Chola king called as Dharmavarma was performing austerities for the Lord to come. Then the Lord said, to satisfy Vibhishana, I shall look south. I won't come to Lanka. I will look south from here, but I will love to stay here. Since that place is like an auditorium, like an amphitheater, like a place for both the god and the goddess, it is called Rangam. And especially for Mahalakshmi, it is called Sri Rangam. And the Lord who was earlier referred to as Narayana or Jagannatha was later called as Ranganatha from then on. So Ranganatha Swami temple in Srirangam in Tamil Nadu by the banks of Kaveri is a beautiful temple, the world's largest, oldest functioning temple. And when Modi ji comes, it is a beautiful commemoration of the bond that we share between the state of Tamil Nadu and the state of Uttar Pradesh. One. Point number two. After he took the Vanara Sainyam from Kishkindha across Tamil Nadu to the end of Tamil Nadu, when I say end, one side, when you look at the map, at one part of it, he had to seek the blessings and the permission, rather than saying blessings, the permission of Varuna, that is the ocean king. And he performed austerities for 3 days. When I say austerities, he went on a fast, Prayopavesham, towards which finally the king of the waters gives him permission and he builds the Setu. So the place where he reclined on a mat of Darbha grass is called Darbha Shayana Rama, and that kshetram is called Tirupullani. A few kilometers from it, when you cross the oceanic waters, is another island where you find the temple of Ramanatha Swami temple. Though there is no exact mention in the Ramayana, of course, certain Puranas like the Kurma Purana attribute that Rama worshipped Shiva in this kshetram. And since Rama worshipped Shiva, it is called Ramanatha Swami, and the kshetram is called Rameswaram. Interestingly, in the Ramayana, when Rama narrates to Sita, he says, Atra Purvam Mahadevaha, I propitiated Mahadeva. Some take the Mahadeva Shabdam to be Lord Shiva, and some say it could be the oceanic king. That said, Rameshwaram is a very important Jyotirlinga Sthalam for many of the Shiva devotees, the Shaivites. And it also holds the record of having the longest corridor in this world. And our honorable ex-president, Abdul Kalam ji, belonged to this place. It's a beautiful island. And this temple has contributions made by the Setupati kings. Something very interesting about the Setupati kings. They were the kings who were responsible for protecting the Setu constructed under the directions of Rama between Bharatadesham and Lanka. So they were the Setupati kings. The third is the end of Rameshwaram, which is called Dhanushkodi. Around the 1960s, mid-1960s, there was a huge hurricane cyclone that devastated the town so that many people died, many people had to migrate. Today, you cannot call it a bustling town, yet there is a temple which the locals believe to have existed over 100 years. And that is the Kodanda Ramaswamy temple. And that kind of marks the end of Bharatadesham, from which you will have Lanka from then on. So I'm sure Modi ji must have had a great council and advisory team that tells him all these details. And he, of course, as usual, religiously, sincerely adheres to these practices, and coming down all the way south to say that Rama is not for one state, not for one region, not for one country. He's universal.
He's Sabke Ram. He's Sabke Ram, that's right. Now look, there is also a wider connect, of course, beyond Tamil Nadu with Lord Ram, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. For example, in the state of Karnataka, where many tourists visit as the ruins of Vijayanagara, the Hampi, that place was earlier referred to in the Ramayana times as Kishkindha. And we had those two famous brothers of the Vanara clan called Vali and Sugriva belonging to that region. So Karnataka has a connect with the Ramayana. And we also have many beautiful temples for Rama in the state of Karnataka. One that comes to my immediate memory is Hiremagaluru. We have heard of Chikamagaluru. Chikamagaluru means the town given to the little girl. Hiremagaluru means the town given to the older girl. So that Hiremagaluru, there is a beautiful temple of Prabhu Sri Ramachandra. And if you come to the state of Tamil Nadu itself, Rahul, there is a temple in a place called Madhurantakam, where he's called Yerikattaraman, the one who protected Sampradayam, and he was visible even to the British viceroys. Then we have a temple in Tillai Valaham, where he's extremely pretty. Vaduvur is a place which is a must visit. I'm telling all the Bharatiyas, please have a glimpse of Rama and Vaduvur. There is a place close to Tanjavur called Punnainallur. There is a place called Pullambudangudi, and there is Velliyangudi, where he's Kolavil Raman and Valvil Raman. There is a place called Nedunkundram where he's doing yoga. So Rama is found everywhere in Tamil Nadu except for the hearts of a few politicians. He's there in the hearts of all Astikas in the state of Tamil Nadu. Coming to the state of Andhra Pradesh, there is a kshetram called Vuntimetta. And this is the place where Potanna, a great Telugu poet, composed the Bhagavatam in the Telugu language. It's a beautiful place, a fulcrum of Vijayanagara architecture. We have the very famous, world famous temple called Bhadrachalam by the banks of Godavari in the state of Telangana, which was constructed. The Murti was handed over earlier, but it was constructed by a great Telugu poet and a devotee in the 15th century called Kancharila Goppanna or Bhadrachala Ramadas. Of course, the Honorable Prime Minister visited the Kshetram of Tirupprayar in Kerala, where it is a Ramaswamy temple. In be it Maharashtra, where we have a large section of the Aranya Kandam which took place, because Shurpanakha, Garbhabhangam, Kharadushana Vadam, which happened in the Janasthana region, which is the Nagpur region. Then we have Chhattisgarh, that carries the Dandakaranyam forest. So Rama spent 13 years in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Today there are two states, but in that region he spent 13 years, where he met the sages like Sutikshna, Sharabhanga, Agastya and Valmiki. And Uttar Pradesh is, of course, the place where Ayodhya is, where he met his closest friend Guha in Shringiverapuram. Then he met Bharadwaja at the Prayaga Kshetram. Then he went on an internship for 6 days with Vishwamitra, where he could execute the orders that were given to him. And Nepal has a great connection with Mithila Desham, where Sita originally belonged to. So he connects countries. Rama and Ramayana connect countries and regions.
So connect countries and regions, yet we are told, Mr. Dushyanth Sridhar, by an influential section of the polity in Tamil Nadu, that Sanatan Dharma must be eradicated and it has no roots in Tamil Nadu. Then how do we explain this connect with Sanatan Dharma's Maryada Purushottam?
Okay, just for your information, Rahul, I don't have to tell you, you are an expert at this. One of the most respected ex-chief ministers of Tamil Nadu, who held the record of having won the elections even while he was absolutely bedridden, was M.G. Ramachandran.
Yes.
His name has Rama in it, M.G. Ramachandran. For a very short stint, his wife too held the post of a chief minister. Her name was Janaki, which is the name of Sita. And the world knows how much of an Astika the ex-chief minister, Ms. Jayalalitha, was. And to mention about Karunanidhi, yes, of course, he has a Dravidian past, a Dravidian present. But he took a serial on one of the greatest philosophers from the state of Tamil Nadu who influenced the school of philosophy of Visishtadvaita, which is Ramanuja. So he may not have agreed with Ram, but he took on Ramanuja. Ramanuja means the younger brother to Ram. So be it Karunanidhi taking a serial on Ram, Jayalalitha going temple after temple, two chief ministers having the name of Rama and Sita, which is Janaki, MGR and his wife. So I don't think the state politics is also away from the Hindu world. Of course, the rhetorics and the statements could be construed in different ways, which, since I am not a politician, I cannot comment about it.
No, I respect
but yes, the people of Tamil Nadu are extremely devoted. One of the statements, Rahul, it belongs to the 6th century, dated by some of the historians. Nammalvar says in his works, "O people in this world, if you would like to ape some person and learn from Rama. Karpari Ramabirane Allal Matrum Karparo." Some of the Sangam works in the BCE period mention so many incidents of the Ramayana. So be it the literature, architecture and temple. In my humble little experience, Rahul, I have traveled different states, I've taken people across the country. I will tell you the grandest of the temples, the biggest of the temples, the oldest of the temples, and the temples with a very, very rich Puranic past and Itihasa past are found in the state of Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu is a state that loves Hinduism, and the Hindus and the Astikas of Tamil Nadu are extremely well-read and extremely affectionate towards Rama. So the dichotomy that you see between the politics and the true state of the ground should not cause any chaos or pandemonium in the minds of the people. The state of Tamil Nadu is extremely devoted to Hindus.
But it hasn't it? I mean, I know that narratives are constructed and they're constructed to influence people. So some people perhaps would have been influenced by this, and politicians continue to try to position the movement for Ram Mandir as an essentially North Indian Hindi belt phenomenon. I mean, would you agree with me on this, that there has been perhaps some influence?
See, politics will always happen, Rahul. Politicians are meant, their only profession, probably their only profession is to do politics. And yes, a lot of the parties in the state of Tamil Nadu have either not welcomed or have remained mum, barring a few parties who have openly endorsed this beautiful temple, which is a resurrection. Rather than using the word resurrection, it is probably the emergence of the true Astika power in Bharatadesham. Yes, barring a few parties, most of the parties have kept mum. But that said, Rahul, I'm not playing the devil's advocate. There are a lot of parties in the state of Uttar Pradesh as well, where Ayodhya belongs to, have not welcomed the temple or have given some lame excuses. So, in my humble opinion, Rahul, I'm a non-politician. I don't want to comment about what political parties have to say. But one thing that I can say is, large section of the Astikas, the Hindus, the simple ones, the humble ones, they welcome this temple with open arms. That is what Rama needs. I don't think Rama is at the mercy of these politicians.
Well, thank you very much. Very nice speaking with you as always. A fount of knowledge, Vedic scholar, viewers, Dushyanth Sridar. Thank you very much for taking out that time.